Hello, good morning, people. I mean, good afternoon. Wait, I'm gonna close the window. Make it quieter. Okay, so this is gonna be a physicsy video. I haven't made one of these for a while, but yes. So the posit is that because of compact time, everything else, basically. And we're going to go through compact and stuff. So here's the number line. Here's 0. One, two, three. Let's do it messy. 5, 6. Nice and clear. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's say there's a number line. It went on for infinity, but we're gonna make it compact. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the 6. We're gonna make it modulo 6, as they call it, for people that aren't really big on this stuff. I hope you can see it. Wait, it's gonna get too dark. I want to be even lighting. There we go. Okay. So what you do is you take this number line and you loop it, and you make that 0, but it's also 6. And you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just pretend that's even, right? This is just a demonstration. There you go. So it's 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which is also 0. So you'd go like 6.1 would be like 0.1, because 6 and 0 are the same thing. This is the idea. This is compact number line. Everybody knows this. Okay, but a lot of time when they show didn't plan ahead. Okay, so, and then a lot of time when you do with 2 dimensions, so now we're going to have an XY plane, right? And there's this part, which is 0, and then you'd be gathering up all over here, infinity, into another point. So they don't do it on this plane usually. The Riemann projection, I guess, is the Riemann sphere. Riemann sphere is a usual way of representing it. So what you'd imagine is that you have this is that infinite plane, only now it's like on a horizontal kind of axis. So what we're going to do is, and it's funny that they always show it a square, but clearly it's good. Okay, so but what we're going to do, there's one point, and then we're going to gather up all of this and scrunch it up like a drawstring purse, kind of, and scrunch it all up. Let's just start with it here. Okay, so we gather this all up. So this would be really, 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 really dense. This would be like high numbers, and then it would be lower numbers and lower numbers, and this would be like unit, I don't know, the square there, square there, square there. It would all be basically, there's an idea of the projection of the plane onto the sphere, right? And that's a way of looking at it. But see, remember when we connected the number line and the 0 and the 6 touched? With this, it doesn't. And this is why I had to find Shirley's surface, where we take this and pull this down. We take this, we push this up, but we still have the gradient of this being very, very low density, and this being higher density and higher density and higher and higher and higher and higher. And this is like back super high. This is infinity, and this is our maxima limit. And this is Planck energy. This is CMB. We're going to push them together to create Shirley's surface, which is like where basically you take a sphere and you push the two poles together, but then you perform a twisty inversion so that you make sure so that when you're going on the outside here, you're now on the inside here. And then you're on the outside here. See? Takes two, because one's on the outside, 360 degrees on the outside, 360 degrees on the inside. Just like the half spin of electron, 720 degrees necessary to construct this surface. So let's rip that apart for a second. So that was... So now what we have is Shirley's surface, and the flow, or the gradient, let's say, is of a certain weight. This is the spinner, right? Let's say you have a charge of a certain charge, going like a charge. Then you hit infinity point 0, and all of a sudden you're now the opposite charge, because now you're coming out of that point. You're not going in anymore, you're a coming out thing. So, but remember, so this is the way that charge flows invert at infinity. And but remember that there's also, you could also see it as the gradient, like this being a low gradient, because this is divergence. So this is like very low pressure. That would in fact be like 1 unit. And then that would be 1 unit, halfway there, 1 unit, halfway there, 1 unit, halfway there, 1 unit, halfway, and that's how you get the gradient, getting more and more dense, which is gravity. This part in my model is neutron decay, neutron, and then it decays, it's expansion, lowest density thing, amorphous hydrogen, which then gets gathered up by gravity until it gets pushed through the point of maxima Planck energy, and everything gets scrunched down and scrunched down and scrunched down until the only thing that will fit will be a neutron, and then the neutron comes out. This is electron capture. Which happens at neutron stars. And then, therefore, if it happens at neutron stars where electron capture has to happen, that's how you make neutronium. You scrunch down the electron until it gets forced back into the same orbit as the positive charge. You can look at that however you want, but that's what's going on, that's for sure. So you have electron capture. And then the reverse of electron capture is beta decay, which is like neutron decay, where what happens is, in deep space, this takes a quantum tunnel from maxima to minima. Remember, we made that loop where it was like 0, then 6. This is lowest energy, highest energy, lowest density, highest density. The entire universe is just the flow created from that initial compactification of time. All the other geometry is an artifact of that. And at the quantum level, this would be an electron divergence, right? It diverges, and then its divergence gets sucked down into, because an electron doesn't have to just go to that one atom, right? It could be shared by an atom. It's a divergence, but that divergent flow ends up converging at the proton, which is a mass particle plus the flow that mass particle created, because this is a literal puncture in space-time. Then when you squish that electron, it becomes a double cover. It doesn't have any charge anymore because there's no net flow. The entire double thing is contained. A neutron is like a little mini universe. This is why Dirac was obsessed with it. This is why the Dirac large numbers relationship is because of this, in my opinion. Anyways, so there we go. There's a really like one of my like pompous this is how the universe works videos that I haven't done for a while. Hope everybody's doing okay in the universe. Craziness, singularity coming. Everybody can feel it. Chill out. It'll work out. Trust, trust, trust.